I mean, obviously, Venruki's going to play around that bop, right? He knows Karma could get bopped off, so we can't expect him to just, like, not expect that. It's going to depend on how Venruki avoids that damage of Avengelyne, right? Because outside of that wings burst, Ret doesn't do the most damage, but they definitely can one-shot you with that burst. Obviously, I mean, by the way, look at Avengelyne playing adaptation here, maybe 10,000 IQ by Avengelyne. There's a sweep, it immediately gets procced. So Venruki playing around the adapt, using that big brain, seeing that he's playing adaptation, just proccing that right off the go, and now going to try and make some distance and try and set up once again for a huge go, as all Windwalkers do. There's the Fist of Fury trying to parry everything, slowing Avengelyne. There's a Hammer of Justice now, and there's the wings by Avengelyne. Venruki playing very smart, porting away and just baiting out that mini go, I believe. Savix, is that the real wings? It's hard for me to tell.
That's the big wings. That is the big wing.
There's the big wings. Big wings by Avengelyne. Venruki needs to trade or try and cut away from this. There's the Fortifying Brew by Venruki, maintaining his distance, getting those Vivifies off. Gonna try and keep his health at a stable level, but inch by inch, and Avengelyne is crawling forward. There's the Wick of Ashes, barely miss, and Venruki doing a good job of avoiding that wings once again.
Venruki having all of his damage still lining up, actually looking maybe to line up damage on Avengelyne, but the Bob
right away.
Instantly not deciding to use Bob not on the Karma and actually not even touch a death. So interesting play here by Avengelyne. That might come to bite him in the butt later, but Venruki actually karming and touch a death Avengelyne right now, trying to end the match, trying to do as much damage as possible. Shield of Vengeance is gonna proc though, lots of damage going into
Blocks out Avengelyne on
Karma.
putting on a lot of pressure though. Venruki is in a little bit of trouble here. No trinket available. Avengelyne just smashing into Venruki. If he gets caught in a Hammer of Justice before that trinket comes back up, he could be in a lot of trouble. What do you think, Savix? You know, you play Ret, you're used to this matchup. What do you see happening here?
I'm just gonna tell you now, this is gonna be a long dampening game unless they play aggro. If they play safe, I know this is the first match. They're just testing the waters out. It's gonna be a long match. Savix versus Candy Cane, if you see that.
Here's the Hammer of Justice.
10-hour game.
Enough. Gets swept on it though with no adaptation. Venruki returning fire onto Avengelyne. Fist of Fury coming out, can't even be touched right now. Parrying all attacks, rolls away. Venruki is a little bit of a ninja, and that NPC Mog looks straight out of Miss Pandaria with that one-handed Hanzo sword. Avengelyne trying to connect. There's that Rising Sun Kick doing a bit of damage, but gets crushed by Templar's Verdict. Venruki trying to maintain his distance once again, using those Vivifies to heal himself up again.
Big wings though available for use from Avengelyne, maybe trying to do as much damage into Venruki before next Karma. Win for that stun DR, but absolutely slowed into the ground.
Oh, the setup is coming, boys.
And ladies and gentlemen, the Fortified Brew though is popped. Big
wings haven't got anything to say. Venruki all over Avengelyne here. Eye for an eye being traded by Karma. Fist of Fury being used by Venruki. There's that Fortifying Brew. Not going to be taking much damage at all. Here's the wings into the Karma. Venruki having to port away, cannot afford to trade with those wings. But here comes Avengelyne on his goat mount, getting in-capped, and Venruki crossing the map, doing an excellent job of avoiding those wings.
Venruki has no cooldowns left. He used almost everything there. Avengelyne still has bubble and his damage. Adaptation as well. Second wing is available. He's maybe going to set up here. Execution sentence might be up. Execution sentence is landed. The Hodge is out. He is going to go for the second wing. Big damage coming out. Wake of Ash as well. Big Templar Verdict. Big swings with that sword. Venruki slowing much as possible. He will have to try to get away here. The roll comes in. Avengelyne will get kited because of his mobility issues on his wheelchair.
Just a rank 1 commentator going off right there. Venruki trying to get on a doing an excellent job commentating there. Venruki needs to maintain that distance. He has nothing left, like Savix said. Does have his port available. Can he port out of this? This is not good. Damage harm being used by Venruki. Looking to go back to his port potentially. Does have touch of that. There's the port. Gonna try and top himself off. Dampening has not set in just yet, ladies and gentlemen.
Avengelyne looking healthy a lot of this match. Shield of Vengeance for any damage Venruki to throw his way, but there's a huge stun on Venruki. Maybe Avengelyne trying to end the match here, but there's a huge stab. Maybe looking for a big setup from Venruki. There's the touch of death. Looking to maybe land a leg sweep. Huge leg sweep, but eye for an eye right before leg sweep. So Venruki's going to be taking a little bit of damage here. There is a Shield of Vengeance going to be popping here pretty soon on Venruki. Huge damage. Pop the 40
Locks him out. Holy, can he just drop him right here? This is bad. Avengelyne forces the bubble. Nice play by Venruki. You can't talk smack. Locked him out on Holy. Almost killed him without bubble. Sick play by Venruki. Now he has Karma back up. No bubble for Avengelyne. The tables have completely turned due to that lockout.
What Avengelyne is definitely going to want to have to use his bop on is maybe Venruki next karma, but I don't know if Avengelyne will be able to survive until then. But here is Avengelyne's second wings, the mini wings though. Unfortunately, Avengelyne not able to bop that off, still on a minute cooldown. Venruki doing damage with the karma onto
no
Avengelyne.
Bop, no bubble available. Full stun. Adept is proccing that right there, getting off of that stun. Here comes the Fist of Fury, parrying everything, trying to lock him out there. Wings ports away. Venruki is playing this very well here. I mean, he was pretty far behind on CDs, defensive CDs, but he turned it around, got almost every CD from Avengelyne there, and now he's looking to be in a little bit better shape. And Venruki doesn't have much left, but he can stall it out to touch of death. He might be able to one-shot him before that bop comes back up, but they look like they're once again, they paired them up evenly, and I can't see that as a route for Venruki to win. But there's a full stun on Venruki. Avengelyne has no damage to follow that up, though.
I think the next Hodge is going to be very scary too, and Venruki will not have Trinket for that next Hodge, so he's going to have to play tricky, try to stall out the game. We'll see how he plays out.
My screen's lagging.
Megatron's screen lagging, a technical difficulty issue here. Avengelyne just charging on his ram with a nice eye for an eye.
Brew, though. Fortifying Brew being used by Venruki. Storm Earth and Fire, huge damage onto Avengelyne, getting him down to about 60% health there. There's that Chi Wave, big damage onto Avengelyne. He does have Bop available. He does have Touch of Death to pair with that Bop.
Here's the big wings.
Big wings, but I don't think it's going to be enough. Avengelyne's still very low. He has karma in like 3 seconds, incaps him there. Avengelyne's in a lot of trouble. He might just have to bop this, ladies and gentlemen. Shield of Vengeance instead. Good trade out there by Avengelyne. Venruki karming into that, gets bopped off. This is very scary for both players. Ports away, gets that CD.
This is not good for Avengelyne right now. He used SOV
I mean,
and Bob.
Venruki has nothing left. Venruki has nothing left other than a trinket in 10 seconds.
I think that might be the big difference, though, because Evangelyne's biggest damage is coming up in 20 seconds. Line that up with a Hodge, but immediately used Hodges right now, trying to do some damage into Venruki. Maybe he was trying to go make some distance, though, to get some heals off before this next go.
You also got to keep in mind that Karma's 1 minute cooldown, where Bubble is 5 minute, and Bop is 5 minute as well. So losing a Bop is very, very huge.
You're right. The only problem is I can't track Venruki's leg sweep on my screen. Unfortunately, I'm not sure when he has it back up. I'm not sure if that's going to pair with Adept. Obviously, it will. So he's going to have Adepts for that the next go. But like you said, Savix, like you said, I mean, he has no Bop, no Bubble. I mean, Venruki has Trinkets. He's in a lot of trouble here. You're right. I see Avengelyne getting it. Here's the sweep. Adept procs it. Going to kite away. Now he will have Touch of Karma and Touch of Death before he has Bubble or Bop, like you mentioned a second ago.
Avengelyne both having his wings up, though. Might want to try to get some damage in before this Karma, but the Trinket mitigate a lot of this big ret wing damage.
Oh, here it is.
Deciding to use the Trinket. See, and there it is, ladies. Popping his iron brew or something, trying to disengage away from Avengelyne with those wings, respecting the damage that Avengelyne can do. Immediately popping Karma.
Traded out, though. Nothing to stop that. Avengelyne needs to kind of cut away from this Karma. Does not want to trade into that. Doesn't want to get locked out here either like he did the last time. Venruki now healing in his face, knows that if he gets stunned there, he's safe. Ports away to the pillar, going to reset. I know a lot of, there's some people that they don't understand what's going on. They say that they're just cutting away from each other. It's just about matchups. If you guys don't play this game very often, or you're in different brackets, you don't understand what's going on. I completely understand. But this is going to be the matchup. It's playstyle versus playstyle, rock versus scissors, or paper. I don't even know. Paper versus paper, as you can compare it.
There's a SOV onto Touch of Death, but this might not be enough. The burst is coming from Avengelyne. Avengelyne trying to finish out the game here. Wings, big damage, but Avengelyne taking a big chunk of damage from the Touch of Death, and down he goes. Venruki taking that first win, ladies and gentlemen.
Venruki playing that really well. I don't know. Who do you think Avengelyne can make any adjustments there? Do you see anything that he could have done different to... Like you said, you run out of CDs on Ret, right? Bubble and Bob, longer CD than Karma, so...
It's very hard. It's up to Avengelyne. If he plays aggressive, he can finish the fight fast. But if he plays aggressive, he's putting a big risk because he's using a 5 minute cooldown, 4 minute cooldown Bubble. If he's using Imperion, Eye for an Eye, he's using Eye for an Eye, so Bubble's 5 minute there. So it's a really tough one for Avengelyne, especially Windwalker with that nice mobility as well.
Would there be a talent change up? Do you think maybe the 3 minute or a shorter cooldown on Bubble would be a better?
I don't think shorter Bubble would help there.
Divine Spirit, what is it called, Savix? Shorter Bubble cooldown? The talent.
It makes it like 4.5 ish.
Yeah, Bop and yeah. I mean, he could opt to do that. I mean, it depends how much burst he can get off. If Venruki makes a mistake, obviously favorable matchups.
We'll
Sometimes you're not gonna win.
we'll see in this
but-
next match. You already know, Stews. What map are we going? Avengelyne on the second match. You already know,
Runes of
brother.
Lordaeron.
Runes of Lordaeron.
Man.
Here it
This
is,
a good
boys.
match. I mean, monks are not that bad on Runes of Lordaeron. There's a lot of ways you can port from the outside into the room. Using Ring of Peace is also pretty effective on this map if he needs to. You can keep him in the room. There's a lot of ways that Venruki can play around this map. Runes of Lordaeron is not a bad map for monks. It's not traditionally the best map in the world. Obviously, more distance and having a larger map is going to be better for Venruki. But, you know, there's ways that Venruki can capitalize on.
It is a little smaller, so it's very good for Avengers since he
sure.
doesn't have the mobility.
Sure, I agree.
I think the big thing that Avengelyne is really suffering a snare.
Rekachon coming in like a
Rekachon-
robot. Right now.
Rekachon
Coming like a
cutting-
robot. RTG
Rekachon cutting
over
off
here.
a lot there. You might have to eat that mic into your mouth so we can hear you a little bit better.
Is that better at all?
That does sound better.
Okay. You sure?
Yes.
No, that's a
Pretty sure.
pog champ.
No,
No,
that's a
that's a
pog
pog
shot. All right, finish what you were saying, brother.
I forget what I was saying. Oh yes, the big thing that I think Avengelyne was the Fist of Fury slow outside of the Hand of, not being able to connect to Venruki whenever he wanted to. It's really tearing his offensive goes down, and Venruki just playing with Avengelyne with his monk mobility, making those corners
Ooh, he
too
is going
tightly
full out
turned.
right now. With a touch of death with Storm Earth, trying to kite out much as possible. SOV is being procced as well. Avengelyne trying to kite out most of the damage as possible. Freedom coming out as well. Trying to juke some casts. Venruki not falling for a very good place. Fortifying Brew is out as well. Avengelyne popping Crusade this time. He's playing a different wing spec, doing the most damage, but bobs instantly into that Karma, trying to close the gap from Venruki. Venruki's portal is kind of far. He will have to surf and kick all the way across the map. Avengelyne on his mount. He is playing 2 Steel, I believe. And Venruki just taking a lot of damage here. Avengelyne just going full aggro, full hodge, no trinket available. He might just finish this.
Through that, damn it, harm might not be enough. He needs to get out of here. The small chip just rolls away. Tiger's Lust gets out of here.
Barely breathing.
Low. For some reason, Rekachon looks like a character from Lord of the Rings right now. I can't even see his face. He looks like the nameless one. He's just like a dark figure at the screen.
I'm like, look at you, close at my second screen.
He just looks like a figure from Lord of the Rings absorbing my atmosphere. Venruki now top back off. That was a scary moment for Venruki.
That was very scary.
I would say Savix, don't you think so?
Yes, he's finally getting to breathe a little. That was a lot of cooldown from each other though. Both playing very, very aggressive. I like to see that. Especially from that last game where they were just running around, but using the pillars and the placement to their potential.
So, what's the different wings build that Avengelyne's going?
He's playing
this
Crusade right now. He stacks it up. He gets haste, and it is a very, very juicy play there. And he's still playing double wings too.
Yeah, I mean, this is, you know, this matchup better than anyone. You do a lot of 1-1s, full stun onto Venruki here. This is not looking good. Not much damage to follow up though, right? No wings available. Does have Karma very soon. Keeping his distance once again. Avengelyne now kind of kiting away from Venruki. Venruki using that Fortifying Brew, going to be just fine in this situation, as Venruki would always say in tournament broadcasts. Avengelyne has Trinket coming up very soon. Gonna have that Shield of Vengeance. Crusade coming up in 12 seconds. Stalling it out once again. That was a really good chance for Avengelyne to take this match. I'm not sure if he can do the same thing twice.
That was very, very close. Go ahead, Rekachon.
Venruki having Karma and Touch of Death though is going to be looking to making a go here. Trinket used by Venruki, immediately karming all the damage Avengelyne is throwing in with the Crusade, trying to make some distance here from Venruki. Avengelyne not respecting that Karma, not wanting to take too much damage, but trinketing that full leg sweep into the Shield of Vengeance. So Venruki's doing a lot of damage, but he's not going to be able to get chunked down. Oh, he makes the distance though.
I mean, the huge difference is here though is that Venruki is Avengelyne is forcing a lot more CDs on the smaller map, like Savix said, right? He's getting CDs way faster. Venruki has less places to hide versus that huge pillar. And he's getting caught in a stun. This is not good for Venruki. Big damage out by Avengelyne, but it's not the same. Is Crusade the same amount of damage as wings? It doesn't feel
Crusade, you have to stack it up so he won't do much damage with that mini wings. So unless it's a big wing, with the small wing, he won't do too much. Right now, he's stacking up the wings, so it will do more damage as it goes longer. He's popping that dwarf ratio to have extra strength in that burst.
But he does bait out that Fortifying Brew with that wing, so maybe the next go, he's just taking so much damage, full spin bubbling, he's going for the one. God, risky play by Avengelyne. He needs to make this happen here. He just went for the BM bubble. Venruki stuck on full
Big
stun.
stun. No outs. Second wing is out. Big damage coming out. And down
goes
he goes.
Venruki. Oh, that's
1-1, dude.
That is reminiscent of that video. Down goes Venruki. That was a very close match.
Wow.
Venruki. I didn't think about that when I said that. But Avengelyne coming out on top in this smaller map. I swear I didn't think about that when I said it. But that was a very interesting.
Chat said you are
matchup.
BMing, Stibs.
I wasn't BMing, man. Come on, I didn't think about it.
He did a minute. Ladies and gentlemen, round 3 is starting. Let's go. Avengelyne versus Venruki.
This is. I need to use the restroom. Yeah, it's you guys.
Go ahead. I want to use the restroom. Haven't been able to use the restroom for a long time here. Eventually, just charging in. Venruki setting up the port right behind the pillar. In-cap coming in. Might go for the kill, but leg sweep gets that add up. He wants to run reset, perhaps. There is the roll, trying to juke him out of the position. Hand of hindrance, slowing him super slow here. Vivify coming out for that one tiny heal, ports him, trying to get that nice Tiger Lust, getting away, but the stun coming in. Eventually just going super ham with that wing. Wake of Ash coming through. Big Templar Verdict. The Karma is being used. Avengelyne popping nice juicy heals in that Karma. He doesn't want to hit into it. He will pop SOV. I'm not sure if he needed to, but he's just charging. He wants to use that SOV much as possible. He wants Venruki to hit on it, but Venruki just kiting away much as possible. Avengelyne riding that mount. He knows that he has the mobility disadvantage. He likes to mount up and close the gaps. And here's the damage from Venruki. Storm Earth and Fire with that trinket. Big damage coming out, but stun coming out already. Eventually so fast building up that stun. I'm not sure who's going to win here. The cooldowns are being matched up. Leg sweep coming out. Eventually having to bop that. And port comes in through by Venruki. Venruki trying to get some nice juicy heals. Both trading out the heals. Tony the Tiger Zooing in the middle. Slashing Avengelyne. Trying to sell some cereals for his commercial here. And Venruki just getting on that nice bead mount. Wow. Can we talk about that mount, Megatron?
Yeah, that is the Grandmaster Tiger from the Monks class order hall campaign.
Didn't you have that bead under your bed, Megatron, right there?
I got a couple beads of underneath my bed. I think the pirate took some of my beads, to be honest.
Execution this thing out. The big stun eventually wants to do some damage. Let's go. Stu's back with this nice water, opening that big giant water.
Savix not giving me a commercial break in like 30 minutes. I'm dying over here.
We will go to commercial break right after this match, ladies and gentlemen.
Savix not me finally with the commercial break. Stoops dying over here. Hasn't eaten anything in like 3 hours. I don't know what time it is. It's 5:30. It's been like 5 hours, going a lot longer.
Savix sweating over here. Needs to use the restroom, so we will go to commercial break right after this. The commentators are complaining to me.
A little toxic.
I'm back over here. Someone says I have a tiny bladder. It is true. I'm a very small guy.
Tiny bladder. I haven't gone to the bathroom in 5 hours, chat. I have the biggest bladder saved up. I'm not sure what I'm talking about. The Karma is being used onto Avengelyne. Avengelyne with a big wing, playing that same Crusade wing, popping SOV as well, trying to get on his ramp, trying to run away, but the slow from the Fist of Fury is so terrifying. Avengelyne not being able to go anywhere, trying to do damage.
Terrifying. It's like a horror movie. Venruki kiting away. There is a fortifying brew by Venruki. Away once again. Good timing of that port. Needs to stall till that trinket comes off. Cooldown 4 seconds until that. There's a sweep on Avengelyne before the adaptation. Very nice play by Venruki. Huge damage now on to Avengelyne because Hodge immediately triggers that, trading out a lot of CDs. There's the bubble forced by Venruki, playing this extremely well. This is not looking good for Avengelyne this time out.
That trinket was very, very worth getting. That bubble right there was the best thing he could do. Venruki wants to play aggro much as possible, getting those bob and bubbles right off the bat.
That's when the White Tiger just crushing Avengelyne. There's that Fist of Fury pairing everything. Avengelyne going for these fast cast flash of lights, but he's not able to do much. Avengelyne falling super low. He needs to do something here. He can't move, and he will go down here to Venruki.
Avengelyne down. He goes.
Amazing matchup. Avengelyne had the most insane run, I would say, over so many odds, right? Taking down Fuse, taking down Gorecki. Can we get some claps in the chat for Avengelyne? The Rep Paladin that was like a train that could, just trying to move along. Give Rhett some mobility, please, World of Warcraft. They move like turtles. This is ridiculous. He can't even connect, so he has to play behind a pillar half the game. Give him a little bit of mobility. Bring back Wad, Rep Paladin, long armor of the law, something, please. Jesus. Like, I can't
Dude, he is speaking the truth right now like the Bible itself.